Today's gonna be a little different. Well, not really. I feel like I've kind of done a video like this before. So I might have my notes and let's get into it. Today's vid will be ew, who says that? Today's video will be titled Creativity is Dying. So today we'll be talking about how it seems society is choosing quick dopamine rather than challenging their creativity. If I'm looking to the side a lot, that's because I do have a little script. I write out literally everything that I'm gonna talk about for majority of my videos. So the first issue is with AI. Big surprise there. Now, I know this is a hot topic right now, but my opinion on it will always be the same. AI is problematic in so many ways, but today we will address how it hinders our creativity. I've seen so many artists starting to use AI, from editing to expanding their art. Now, there is a difference between digital art and using AI. We will not be discussing the topic of is digital art as valuable as physical art, but rather the fact that using AI for art strips away anything of value from the art. Every person is different. If you sat 10 artists in one room and told them all to paint an apple, they're all going to be different in some way, shape, or form. Everybody sees things differently. I might be drawn to the highlights of the apple, and that's what I might focus on, and somebody else might be drawn to the color or the shadows, and that's their focus. We all have our own signature in our creations, so to speak. Anyone can type words into a computer and let it generate an image. The issue is that it does not challenge you. It does not encourage you to practice or to learn techniques. It does not challenge your creativity. It does not push you. Another example is character AI. Hold your horses. Don't come for me yet, okay? Instead of writing stories, fanfics, we all know you read AO3, or making OCs, or creating your own versions of your favorite characters, or drawing new characters, people, especially my age, or younger, I mean, I'm 20, going on 21, even though I don't want to accept it, the people born after 2004 are actually becoming functioning human beings. But people my age and younger are turning to apps and websites such as character AI. Their characters are already made and you just need to engage with them. Now, yes, it does take a little effort from the user to make the storyline and the plot go in the direction you want it to. And this isn't to bash anyone who enjoys this app. I used to. I have no shame in that. Maybe just a little. Nah. This is just to remind you to be mindful that there's also the issue of people my age, but especially younger people, especially the younger people, forming unhealthy attachments and even almost parasocial relationships with fictional characters. A computer. I was homeschooled, if you couldn't tell. I understand being a bit of a loner. I understand not really having any friends and, saying, oh, I don't really have any friends, so, this is the only outlet I have for comfort. Books exist. Drawing characters exist, writing stories, and and get this, creating and putting effort into something will make you feel more connected to it than just using something that's already been made. If you say you're specifically into drawing characters, OCs, that's a road for you to go down to meet people with the same interests and to get friends. Meanwhile, if you just keep using character AI, it's just a robot. It's just AI. It's just a computer. There's not really much to go off of. Next is the issue of comparison. Comparison? Is that right? That sounds so wrong. Hold up. Can I get this to read this word to me? Comparison. I feel like I'm having a stroke. If I'm saying that wrong, then just know that I'm pretty sure I thought it's comparison. Does anybody else get that? Like, they'll read a word that they write or hear all the time, and it just sounds so wrong. The next issue is comparison. We have literally the entire world in our hands. There's inspiration everywhere. I know I have many Pinterest boards that I refer to when I need inspiration. I make Pinterest boards with the intention of being able to refer to them in the future. Seeing an outfit on TikTok and thinking I need that exact outfit, and there's nothing wrong with any of this. To create is to be inspired. The issue that comes into play is we often pick an aesthetic or a fad and adhere to it. Everything needs to be fad. If you're a clean girl, you're a clean girl. And the moment you change or go outside of that aesthetic or try to incorporate something else, it's like everybody's like, oh, you were never a clean girl. If you're a goth, you're a goth. So the moment you see a goth person without all the makeup and, you know, whatnot, they're like, oh, are you a fake goth? If you're a Pilates princess, you're a Pilates princess. Society gives us no room to establish our individuality. I saw a post the other day that said, choose what you like and be your own aesthetic. We have put individuality in a box with restrictions, but we as people are completely undefined and also ever-changing and always growing. To put yourself and your creativity in a box is a disservice to yourself. And my last take is consumerism. When you had art class as a kid, your teacher most probably gave you the primary colors, blue, red, yellow, and showed you how to mix the colors you needed, because you're not always going to have purple, and you're going to need to know how to make it. You can make so many colors and so many options with just blue, red, yellow, and that is such an important lesson that gets overlooked. Instead of mixing the shade of lipstick you need with what you have, your first instinct is to go to the store and just buy the shade you need, isn't it? And I'm not gonna lie, that's my first instinct too. I have a whole drawer just full of lipsticks. But instead of realizing I can make something and make use of the products I already have, my first instinct is to just go buy what I need. We have lost the mindset of making use of what we already have. Instead, we would rather have a bunch of items that have a slight difference instead of just making what we need. I had a vision for this video in my head, and I don't think it's going to come out how I want it. But to conclude the point of this video, I encourage you to challenge your creativity and usefulness before choosing the quick way out, the quick solution. When we give in to, I don't want to say laziness, I don't think that's the right word for what I'm trying to say, but when we give in to a simplistic life where we have everything we need, we have all the answers. If I need something, I could just go get it. We aren't exercising the part of our brain that comes up with solutions. And I feel like that's all I have to say on that. So, let this, give you a little insight and maybe strike up a few thoughts. If there's anything that you agreed with or any takes y'all have on this, I would love to hear it. And obviously, I'm not saying, I try to stay away from AI. I absolutely hate AI, but it doesn't mean you can't buy anything. It is useful sometimes, but when you only rely on the quick option instead of your usefulness and allowing your creativity to come up with something new, that's the issue. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I will get to editing it immediately. So bye.